Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to episode 157 of Folks Talkin Sports. We're going to hope that the Gremlins are away and that Kennetra Pulliams will be able to stay with us on tonight's episode of FTS Folks Talkin Sports. Fingers crossed. Kennetra, how are you doing?
I'm good. I'm not technologically savvy.
Sorry, are you saying that it was a user error?
Eh,
Okay, yeah, because we
could
don't
be.
know. But let's be quick. Because Brother Gibson, how are you doing?
I'm good, sir. How about you?
I'm doing pretty well. You made the drive from Akron to Cleveland and back home because you were at the Browns Bengals game. So just let's start right there. Let me go ahead and do this real quick. What happened today?
Bengals won 17-16.
Describe the final. Well, just give your thoughts. Give a little breakdown of the game.
Cleveland's defense played lights out. Offense played lights out. The rookie kicker missed one of two extra points and missed one of two field goals, both slightly wide right. So you lose by one, and your kicker misses 4 points. That's in a nutshell the game. I mean, Myles Garrett was Myles Garrett. 2 sacks, uh, 4 tackles for loss, 3 quarterback hits. I think, what was it? The Bengals had 141 yards of total offense.
Wow, is that all? Wow,
That's it. 90,
wow,
what was it? 95 yards passing and 47 yards rushing, 45
wow.
yards, something like that. Yeah. Yep. Yep. Offense even played well. Joe Flacco had some drops, had 2 interceptions. Both were in receivers' hands before they were intercepted. Um, Cleveland played well, but Cleveland also found a way to lose. In a nutshell, is what happened.
All right. Well, first, say hello to Miss Wanda, Queen Wanda Polk.
Mhm.
Put this up there. Corey, your Buckeye brother,
Yes, sir.
chimes in,
Hello, Corey. Hello,
and
Miss Wanda, everyone.
and Bobby as well. Hello to you too. I'll put Bobby on the screen momentarily. Since Corey is here,
Yep.
not going to be a banner for it because there wasn't a point to make a
No,
banner
no.
to discuss the 30. What was it? 70 to zip.
Yeah, 70-0. 70-0.
How was the band?
The band was the band. I mean, they played neck in the fourth quarter. And yeah, it was interesting. They did a fifth quarter show as well. I know we talked about this, Chris, and I didn't want to say it publicly. I was told they were bringing the band, but I also knew that yesterday was Alumni Band Day
Mhm.
for Ohio State, and they bring back all the alumni band, and they do 4 concurrent script Ohio's at one time. So in my mind, I'm like, where's there room for the Grambling band to play when I know this is Alumni Band Day? But they found a way. They did bring the band. But they did 10 minutes, and they they did their thing. So, and can I say this? Could I, if you would indulge me for a second, because
Sure.
people have been asking why? Why is Ohio State playing Grambling? Why is Ohio State playing Grambling? Um, let's get into that a little bit. So, May of 2024, Ohio State's 2025 schedule was season opener against Texas, bye, then Ohio University, and then UConn. Well, in June 2024, UConn decided to drop Ohio State from their schedule and pick up Ball State. So that left Ohio State with a hole in their schedule, less than a year, well, a little more than a year to the game. So
Hmm.
Ohio State had no game. So they went searching, and no one was available to play on September 20th. But Grambling said, we can play not on September 20th, but we can play on September 6th. So quickly a contract was drawn up, and that's how Ohio State ended up playing Grambling yesterday on September 6th because they needed a game. They were short, they had 11 games, and less than a little more than a year to find it. So It wasn't. I was looking for the ECW. Ohio State, they needed a game, and Grambling was available. So that's how
Thank you
that
for
came
that,
about.
sir. How much did Grambling earn uh, from the trip?
Ohio State paid 1.7 million.
1.7. That's a nice hunk of change.
Ohio State paid 1.7 million.
Yeah, week 2 in HBCUs, I've learned from my brothers and sisters who cover HBCUs is check week. It's one of the weeks early in the season where where your alma mater goes out there and plays some opponent from the FBS and you earn a check. There was a lot of blowouts on the FBS FCS level yesterday. Bobby, hello to you. Is there anything? I'm going to bring this up from Corey, and then we'll talk about what our main topic before we wrap it up and hand it off to Mr. A.D. Moore, who's in Los Angeles for to discuss the corner and the Texans lost to the Rams. But your thoughts on anybody stand out from Buckeyes? Any young players stand out in a scrimmage, glorified scrimmage?
Robbie. Yeah, I'm glad you asked. This is about to be real funny. Riley Pettijohn, freshman linebacker from Texas, played very, very well. He is. I wouldn't be surprised to see him in the rotation here very soon. And then we had a freshman running back from Cleveland, Ohio, Bo Jackson.
Bo Jackson.
Bo Jackson. Not Vincent Edward Bo Jackson,
Oh,
but Bo Jackson. But here's the funny part. His nickname is Bo Jackson, but his birth name is Lamar Jackson Jr. So, pick your pick. You have Bo Jackson or you have Lamar Jackson. But the freshman played he ran for 108 yards and 2 touchdowns, but he got benched late in the game. Running backs coach Carlos Loughlin does not play because he had a run near the goal line and attempted to reach the ball across the pylon and fumbled. That does not fly well in old Columbus town. So the freshman had a conversation, and he stood next to the coach for a nice period.
No, Will. No. The freshman listened. It was a conversation. The freshman listened to what the coach said in so many words.
Coach Day may have meandered down the line a little bit, said a word or two, and put his headset back on. So yeah, Corey, that's pretty much it, Corey. That's exactly what happened. But I mean, you got to find something in a 70-0 game,
right?
To coach, you got to find something. So he'll learn. He'll know he won't do it again,
right?
And but yeah, Bo Jackson, running back, Ohio State.
I mean, at least he didn't have to run wind sprints after the game like Syracuse.
Yeah, Fran Brown. That's a little different. Interestingly enough, played UConn. How about that? Ohio State. Yeah, UConn didn't. Yeah. And they won in overtime, but Fran Brown was not happy. So that was interesting.
Yeah, he said he had him run wind sprints, because during the game, too many of his players did not run through plays, did not run hard enough through plays. And he was like, yeah, we're not going to do this. I'm not accepting this poor effort. Yeah, we won, but this is what I expect from y'all every game. And if you don't do it, then you're going to run sprints after a game. And that's what he did. So that's different. Kennetra.
Well.
Kennetra.
Mm-hmm.
The Big 12 yesterday had, let me see which one this is here. All right, let's do this. All right, good and bad. Those are all the final scores involving Big 12 teams. First one, Coach Gundy brought on himself. I mean, they weren't going to win anyway, playing Oregon. But then earlier in the week, he made it worse. Talking about Oregon, how much money they spend and all that. Let's just stop right there.
And you need a quarterback.
Is Oklahoma State, how bad are they? Are they the worst team in the Big 12?
I West Virginia.
West Virginia's right there. They're neck and neck at the bottom. I mean,
They lost to Ohio yesterday.
yeah, 17. Let me just run through them real quick. Oregon
Oh, yeah,
just
that's right.
mollywopped Oklahoma State, 69-3. Mississippi State came from behind and beat Arizona State in the last minute. After, I want to say, Mississippi State led 17-0 at the end of the first quarter. And then Arizona State ASU led 2017 until the last minute of the game. And I don't know what happened on the play, on the coverage. But the ASU defensive back was turned all around. I don't know if he fell down. I don't know if he thought he had help over the middle. But he was left all alone. The wide receiver caught this easy pass and strolled to the end zone. It was this blown coverage. But Iowa State beat Iowa by 3. Baylor came from behind to beat SMU in double overtime. And I'm going to put a little bigger screen here for this. Fourth quarter, SMU, I was going back and forth because the game was on the CW. And SMU led 31-24. Then Baylor, I think, went for it on fourth down and missed, failed, and then SMU scored again. So they're up 14. I text to my best friends, Baylor's defense still sucks. So that's what I said. Then I turned away from it. I forgot what game I was watching going on at the same time. But I switched back to it. It's 38-31. Final moments of the fourth quarter, I see Baylor tied up. I'm like, oh, the players haven't quit on Coach Aranda, because I was worried about him. I was like, man, if they lose this game to SMU, 0-2 start, blah, blah, all the hype about the improvements in NIL, and we did a better job bringing in better players and this, that, and the other. But they found a way to win. So I was like, hey, Big 12 beat the ACC. Excellent. Back to the scores. Texas Tech, haven't played anybody yet, but they're rolling offensively. Utah, Mass, Cal Poly. Utah's the best team in the Big 12, I think, right now. KP, I would like you. She learned me something yesterday, Will.
Okay.
Regarding Kansas and Missouri.
Mm-hmm.
She learned me this, and that's what I'm saying like that. Okay.
I get it.
Kansas, what was the score? Kansas was behind 35-31.
Mm-hmm.
Late in the fourth quarter, maybe 3 minutes left, something like that.
Right at 3. Yep.
They had 3 timeouts left. I was at Rice waiting for the Cougs Rice game to start. I think that's right. Mm-hmm. And she texted me because Kansas, Coach Leipold decided to punt and give the ball, to Missouri. And Kennetra texted me back and said, do you think that was the right idea? Silly me says, yeah, it's the right idea because KU has 3 timeouts. So you got 2-minute timeout and 3 timeouts. They still got a chance. With the quickness, Kennetra replied, I trust KU's offense more than I trust KU's defense. Less than 2 minutes later, if that, I look up and see Missouri running back flying down the sideline for a touchdown to ice the game. And I texted her back, touche.
I mean, like 2 minutes of real time, not game clock, of real time.
Oh.
And I said, well, you were correct. So she knows KU way better than I do. And clearly, so Kansas defense is really bad. Well, no. I mean, they're bad. But is Missouri's offense very good?
I mean, you have Prabula, from Penn State. But it was it was issues that haunted Kansas last year, clock management and decision making. Daniel Highshaw runs out of bounds. So it allows Missouri to save their timeouts. And then after the game, they asked Coach Leipold, why did you punt? And he said, well, he thought that his defense could get a stop. He also acknowledged how tired his defense was just because of the number of plays that had been run. Missouri had run about 80 plays at that point. KU had run about 45. So his defense was fatigued, and they couldn't get a stop. But he just thought that at the moment it was the right decision to make.
Okay, Will.
Yeah.
Kennetra just said, Coach Leipold said his defense was tired.
Yep.
So he decided to punt
what
anyway. He decided to punt anyway.
Right.
And have the defense. What?
Yeah.
I heard the same thing.
They could go 3 and out.
I mean, if they're tired, they're not going to get a 3 and out stop. And they didn't. But the worst one is, scroll down a little bit, move your eyeballs. Army 24, K-State 21.
Check game.
Oh my goodness. The last score I saw for that game, it was, I think K-State was up in the first half, maybe 14-0, something like that. And I'm like, okay, they're gonna right the ship, get this win. And I was, put out of my mind. So I'm watching Rice and UH. I did not know the result of the game until later last night, probably around 11:30. And I checked the scores, and I was like, what in the hell? I was like, what? Army, folks, if you don't remember, if you're watching tonight's show, Folks Talkin Sports, Army lost to Tarleton State last week in overtime. So Kansas State lost to a team at home, right, Kennetra? At home.
Mm-hmm.
Lost to a team that lost to Tarleton State the week before.
On Military Appreciation Night.
And paid for it. Oh. And then Coach said after the game.
It was the onside kick.
Yeah, I read about that. The description was nice. I haven't seen a clip of it. But Army did an onside kick, directly hit a K-State player in the back, and it bounced right back to Army.
The same K-State player who had returned a kick for a touchdown earlier in the game.
That's something. I mean, but Army.
But honestly, I think K-State is still suffering this international hangover from opening the season in Dublin against Iowa State. They were off last week. They're off. They're just not acclimated to the season.
So to that point, why would you not have a bye coming back from Ireland?
Right.
To readjust and acclimate yourself.
Yeah, I mean, it's a fail all the way around. I hope it's a lesson learned, but yeah, they really did the biscuit.
Coach Kleinman, not publicly, but he's acknowledged the impact of what that game, how it's affected his team.
Now, to his credit, he said after the game, he still believes in his team. The season's not over. We're 1-2. It could be 0-3, honestly. Had to come from behind and beat with North Dakota, right?
At home,
and that's not the good North Dakota team from the state of North Dakota. Not the championship North Dakota State, the other one. So it's not bad because conference play hasn't started yet for them, so they can still turn it around. And I mean, what else can you say? Yeah. So what else can you say? We're going to get it right and get it together.
No, it started for them.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Right. In Ireland.
Yeah.
And they had their moments there, too, and not enough good moments. Dare I say it? Is it accurate for me to say this? Is it true that the ship be sinking? To quote the noted poet laureate Michael Ray Richardson. The ship be sinking up there at Kansas State.
Late early.
Yeah.
Late early.
But back to these scores, and then we'll talk about the Cougs win over Rice. Utah thumping. BYU took care of Stanford. So I think, what would you say, Kennetra? Utah, BYU, and Texas Tech are the three best teams in, or Iowa State. We have Iowa State, Tech, and BYU and Utah.
Tech or Utah?
So you'd have Tech ahead of Iowa State?
Yeah.
Because of their offense and
Because of their
explosiveness.
offense, and it's hard to say because Iowa State has played a more challenging schedule than Tech. Up to this point, but
now we'll get into this, and I have a little. First, we'll do this because I like that. Cougs keep the bucket. 35-9 win over Rice, but it was the first. Oh, let me say this. Let's say the first. Miss Wanda, Bobby, what would y'all say? The first 28 minutes of the game, Cougs struggled. Their offense struggled. The wide receivers could not get separation from Rice defensive backs. Okay, so if I say that to you, what would your initial reaction be if I said that Cougs receivers struggled to get separation from Rice defensive backs?
DJ McKinney is coming to Houston next week. That would be my response.
And then running back transfer from Rice, Dean Connors, broke a 56-yard rushing touchdown to the left down the left side with a great block from Kobe Young, set it up everything, wide receiver. And the momentum changed. The momentum changed. It was like, I don't know if the coaches trusted the players. They were more aggressive in the play call in the second half. I don't know if the players, if they executed better, if they pay attention to details better, they focus better. I don't know, whatever. But it was a big difference in the second half. It scored a touchdown for the last 5 possessions. And it had a deep pass complete. Connor Wegman to Stephon Johnson, who got separation against a Rice defender. Lo and behold, go figure. Caught after 30, stiff arm, and then ran the West way for a touchdown, for a 74-yard touchdown. So and y'all know, y'all have learned, Queen Polk is a very positive person. But she described the first 20 minutes as a disaster. We messaged during the second quarter, and she was just like, what is this? So for her to say it was a disaster, Will, that gives you an indication it was bad. And then all of a sudden, it wasn't bad. As Bobby says here, it wasn't pretty. It wasn't. It was concerning. The offense, they were like stuck in the mud. The receivers not getting separation was a bigger factor. The O-line was okay. Coach Fritz he was much more positive about them than I was for the O-line performances. I called them trash first half at halftime to my buddies up in the press box. I was like, it's Rice. Okay, this is Rice. But they got it together. One thing, I'll say this, and we'll pretty much wrap it up. I'm waiting to hear AD when he's ready to begin the corner. There is a gap, a large gap. Bobby, Ms. Wanda, let me know if you agree. There is a large gap between the starters, the ones, and the twos. Because when the Cougs rested the starters second quarter, put in the twos on defense, Rice ran 10 straight times, Will. 10 straight times up the gut and just marched down the field. Like it was a knife through butter. Just marched down the field. Made some adjustments there. Hopefully they'll be better. And I was going to bring this up, Rowdy Cougs. Kennetra, you can answer this question. The Cougs are a 4.5-point favorite over Colorado. Wow. Is it because of the Colorado QB situation? What's Ryan's last name? What is it?
Third
string? Yeah, third string quarterback.
Yeah.
I think he's gonna start. Dion,
Yeah, absolutely.
Coach Prime was
I do
being
too.
coy,
I do
after the
too.
game. I know who I have in mind, but I'm not going to say it yet. Okay, Coach. Okay, Coach. But and he's a rarity because he could have left Colorado. He stayed, and he did not hit the transfer portal. He stayed, and he waited his turn. I mean, hell, he's third string, and he played yesterday and played great.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a challenge because Houston's defense, well, the ones, are playing well. We'll see how they do against a better opponent because Stephen F. Austin and Rice is not Colorado. Now, Colorado's offense, aside from QB3, has been kind of shaky. So we'll see how both teams look on Friday here in H-Town. 6:30 p.m. Central Time start on ESPN. Will, I'm preparing you right now. Please don't text me at 6:35, 7:35 Eastern, and ask where are the fans.
Oh, okay. I'm like, why would I do? Okay, okay.
Because
All right, fair
it's
enough.
probably going to be the stadium will be sparse because traffic around is just horrible. On Saturday is horrible, but Friday 6:30 and folks out of work, it may not be a decent crowd until almost halftime.
Wow.
Second quarter maybe because people will still be stuck in traffic. I mean, so Dion's gonna, and just a note to Colorado fans: do your part. Study the traffic. Take those ride shares and whatever you got to do, because get there early. Leave early from wherever you're coming from. Leave early because that should help you get there on time.
Isn't there like a
Don't
streetcar stop right by the stadium?
say it again.
Isn't there like a streetcar or train
Oh yeah,
stop right
the
there?
train goes by. Yeah, take the public transportation. Transit, please. Take the, which hardly anybody uses here in Houston, especially right around there. Maybe students, maybe, but not enough people. And that's one thing UH probably has kind of slowed down doing, is encouraging fans to use public transit. You need to do that Friday if you want to see the kickoff. Take that public transit, do the ride shares, do all those things, and get there by 6:30. Before
How do you
6:30.
feel about college football games on Friday nights?
As a Houston kid, I don't like it. I understand it, but I mean, growing up, I mean, hell, Texas, Friday nights in Texas is high school football.
Hence the name
Ohio too.
of the book.
Ohio as well. I mean, that's just what it is. So seeing colleges play on Fridays, I mean, hell, the NFL did it because of how the dates worked. I don't like it. So that may also hinder attendance because there will be some fans and alums who will go to the high school games rather than go to college because there's probably less traffic to get to the game. So they might do that as well. But
It might be safer.
yeah, Will, I'll bring this up. Well, let me do this real quick. I see Justin. We talked about it earlier about Ohio State thumping Grambling, as expected.
Yeah.
The band did its part. That's all. The G-men Grambling earned $1.7 million for the trip. So hey, take that and keep it moving. Justin says he usually parks at a bar and takes the Metro 4C. That's a smart person right there. That's what more and more folks need to do. Is take the Metro, park far enough away. You can take the Metro and get there. Drop you off right on the side of the stadium. You just walk into the parking lot and get to TDECU. So please do that. But these notes, let's see. I'm going to bring this up courtesy of UH media. Houston's 9 points allowed to open the season is the fewest points allowed through the first 2 games of a season since 1989. 89, they shut out UNLV and then gave up 7 to Arizona State the next game. This season, shut out Stephen F. Austin. Rice scored 9 points. But this note, Will, I'm curious as your response to this right here. The Cougars are 2-0 for the first time since 2018, Will.
Whoa. Whoa. Nice.
When Andy Yanez mentioned that note, that little tidbit last night during Let's Rage Coogs, my reaction was similar to yours. I was like, 2018? It's been that long since we started 2-0? I was like, wow.
To that point, Ohio State, not to rub it in, Kennetra, but when Ohio State beat Texas last week, that was the 26th straight season opening win for the Buckeyes. So
hey, I respect it. Yeah.
Yeah, 2-0. That's nice.
Since 2018.
I'm fine. Keep my cynicism. Please. It's all love.
It's no worries at all, brother, because
no, but yeah, that's hey.
Gotta start somewhere.
Keep stacking days.
Now, yeah, if the Cougs, you gotta start somewhere. If the Cougs play Colorado like they did second half against Rice, do that against Colorado, they can beat Colorado. And then they go to Oregon State. At minimum, the Cougs should be 3-1 after 4 games. There's a chance they could be 4-0.
Okay,
you told me that. Go ahead.
Not being funny. When was the last time Cougs won conference opener?
That's a good question. It might be more recent than I thought, but I really don't know. I didn't think about
Big
it.
12 days.
Yeah. In the American, I mean, there was some really poor coaching done in the American for the Cougs. So, hopefully not as far back as I'm afraid to say, but I don't know. I'll find out in a minute after the show. That's a good question. And that'll do it on this edition. This is episode 157 of Folks Talkin Sports. Thank you to Rowdy Coogs, Wanda, Bobby, Justin, Corey for participating in the discussion. Tonight's show streamed on the Houston Roundball Review YouTube channel, as well as on the Houston Roundball Review Facebook page and my personal page. Getting back with the new platform, got more destinations to share the show. So just look for that going forward. Onward and upward. KP? No? Okay. Brother Gibson?
Can I share my time? I mean, how to reach is on the crawl. Can I just share something I just saw with this?
You want to be full screen with this?
However you want to do it. I'm good. I just saw something.
Brother.
Yeah, I just saw something. How to reach me is on the crawl. But Baltimore Buffalo is on right now. Derrick Henry scored his 107th rushing touchdown to become number 6 all time in NFL history with 107 rushing touchdowns. Who he passed to be number 6? Jim Brown. Jim Brown retired 60 years ago, and he's still top 6 now, top 7 all time rushing touchdowns. So that's amazing to me. I mean, Jim Brown, quite honestly, one of the greatest athletes in the 20th century, but to retire in 1965, 60 years ago, and still be top 10, let alone 7th now all time in NFL rushing touchdowns is just a phenomenal achievement. So I just wanted to share that. I just saw it. And I'm like, I had to think about. I don't know if you saw. I'm jotting stuff down. So I'm like, wait a minute. He retired in 1965, and he's still 7th all time rushing touchdowns. So
That's the definition of legendary.
yes.
Fact. Growing up, the people I looked up to, I mean, one of my mentors, Ralph Cooper, still Mr. Media for all of us in town. It's Jim Brown and everybody else. Okay, it's Jim Brown and Wilt and everybody else. You could bring up any other players to Ralph. Anybody? Nope. Jim Brown and Wilt. But Ralph, so and so got more. Nope. It's Jim Brown and Wilt. But Jim Brown retired with that's 9 seasons. Will he played 9 seasons?
Yep, had 106 rushing touchdowns
in 9 seasons,
and retired in 1965.
And averaged 5 yards a carry.
Yep.
So I love that. I forgot who it was on one of the NFL Hall of Fame shows about Jim Brown. And they're saying, you understand the man averaged 5 yards a carry? That means every 2 rushes, he got a first down. I mean, think about that.
Yeah.
And I loved how he said he always got up slow after he was tackled, which, might have taken 4 or 5 dudes to bring him down. But after he would just stay on the ground and he'd make folks wonder, is he hurt? Did I get him? Did I get him? Did I get him? I stuck him right. I got him. And Jim Brown said after the game, no, I never wanted them to think they hurt me. So I always took my time to get up so they could never tell when I was hurt, when I was injured. I got up the same way, slow and deliberate. Then got back to the huddle, said, give me the ball, and punished him. It's Jim Brown, man. Jim Brown. So, all right, that'll do it, everyone. Thank you very much for this, Bobby, Brother Gibson. Tune in soon on the AdMax Corner and on the Houston Roundball Review YouTube channel for A.D. Moore's recap of the Texans' loss to the Rams. O-line struggles. Had to do a lot of shuffling, on the O-line, so that caused a lot of problems. C.J. Stroud had to run for his life a lot, resulting in a loss. AD will talk about it. So just subscribe to the Houston Roundball Review on YouTube, so you will be notified of when the show will air. It should be coming up soon. AD he's on the West Coast with the team. He was there in person, saw that horrible offensive performance by the Texans. But he'll discuss it as only he can. And that will do it. I'll say this. I'll put this on the screen. Follow Folks Talkin Sports on IG and Threads at Folks Talkin Sports. And that will do it for this show. We good for next Sunday, lady and gentleman?
Yeah, I'm good regular time. That Browns are in Baltimore. So
okay.
I'm good.
So we'll be back September 14th at the regular time, and that'll be 6 Central, 7 p.m. Eastern for episode 158 of Folks Talkin Sports. So finally, since 1994, the Houston Roundball Review. Local name, global perspective. Y'all take care. Peace.